Hey, what's up, everybody? I want to welcome you to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Daily Recap, where we give you a recap of all of the hot topics that we covered that day. You can catch them in their long format and also catch it fully streaming for free on Apple Podcasts. Today, we got a bombshell here for you guys. So as you guys know, pretty much the number one story right now around sports, one of the number one stories, is Ryan Clark being fired by ESPN. That story has been making its rounds. People have reacted to it. Recently, LaShawn McCoy, who used to work at FS1, who now has a show with does guest appearances on Emmanuel Acho's show. He recently said that it looked like a stunt for clicks and views because Ryan Clark cried and all of that stuff, right? And a lot of people were pretty upset at how ESPN let go of someone that they had at the network for 10 years, firing the guy essentially between commercial breaks. And then Ryan essentially said that ESPN then intended to embarrass him by leaking the news to Outkick, which is a conservative sports platform that's owned, I believe, by Fox Sports, and they bought it for $100 million. And it was founded by former ESPN employee Clay Travis, right? So that's how the news came out. So just today, I was just kind of looking for what to talk about. And I came across an article that really caught my attention, and this is from Awful Announcing. And it has the following headline stating, "Is Ryan Clark laying the groundwork for a lawsuit against ESPN?" And I said, okay, let's talk about it. So it then continues, the last ESPN personality to sue the mothership was Sage Steele, who settled with the worldwide leader before leaving. He said, of all the accusations, bad blood, harsh words, and nastiness thrown around the last week following Ryan Clark's swift ejection from his perch at ESPN, the former Steelers' depiction of his removal as not a layoff is likely the one with staying power, as it would appear to be setting him up to sue his ex-employer. ESPN characterized Clark's removal and the removals of scores of his peers as layoffs, meaning the former employees were let go for financial reasons, not for how they did their jobs. Generally, employees don't sue if they are laid off. If they are fired, it's typically for cause, meaning they did something that led to their ouster, at least from management's perspective. The article then continues on, and Clark certainly has a few check marks in that regard. On air, he said that Shedeur Sanders, right, is not about being Deion Sanders' son. It's about the bravado he carries. It's about the fact he looks a certain way. It is about the fact that the color of his skin sometimes at the position can be questioned. And I want to play that video here for you of Ryan Clark actually bringing up that point. Take a quick look at the when he said that.
We all know that they plant these certain reports or they say these certain things, and you do hear the word arrogant. Why is he arrogant? Because he won't walk into the meeting and bend the knee, or he won't sit in the meeting and question himself or his abilities or his knowledge and experience in the game. I don't believe that that's arrogance. I want a quarterback that's self-assured. I want a quarterback that could cut the film on, and when you ask him a question about why did you make this mistake or why did you make this throw or why was this the right read, I want him to be able to regurgitate that to me like he's in the play at the moment, the same way a coach or an offense coordinator would, because that's what he's going to have to do. And I've had conversations with Shedeur Sanders, and he can do that. We all know that it's not just about him being Deion Sanders' son. It's about the bravado he carries. It's about the fact that he looks a certain way. It is about the fact that the color of his skin sometimes at that position can be questioned. And I believe Shedeur Sanders is going to have to deal with that until he gets on the field. Now,
great. So you saw that. There was the incident with Karen Lacey, an LSU wide receiver who committed suicide in 2024 after he was in a fatal car wreck and under police investigation for it. Clark, as did others, in the immediate aftermath of Lacey's suicide, rejected that he was at fault and called him blameless. Later, police footage undermined the contention, and ESPN made Clark apologize. And then the article goes on further. Clearly, Clark is considering a lawsuit, thus his strenuous descriptions of his dismissal as not layoffs, and telling the Pivot podcast that ESPN is run like a dictatorship. Clark's agency did not reply for comment. Let me put this to bed. I wasn't laid off. I was fired. They're using layoffs as a cover and a camouflage for what they're really intended on doing, Clark told The Pivot. But there was no cause for it. So because there was no cause for it, you couldn't just fire me. So you had to wait for the layoffs so you could camouflage it and veil it. The last ESPN personality to sue the mothership was Sage Steele, who got in hot water in 2021 on a podcast. She criticized the company's vaccine mandate and asked why former President Barack Obama is described as African American if his mother is white. Sage Steele, man. There is a distinct difference between the cases. Steele filed her case while still employed by ESPN and left only after she settled. And then it says Ryan Clark's is a little bit different here, but they then talks about there was some similarities as well. So it's a pretty long read. What are my thoughts on this? Do I believe that Ryan Clark will ultimately sue ESPN? I don't know, because obviously I don't know Ryan Clark. I'm not in his mind. I'm not a mind reader. But I'll say this, though. Being fired by ESPN seemed to really, really hurt him. Because for him to cry about it, it seems like it was something that affected him. Then there's the other aspect of it. He felt, and I'm just paraphrasing here, that maybe he was too black for the network. And as a matter of fact, in the aftermath of his firing, I've seen a lot of people on the internet celebrating the fact that Ryan Clark is gone. Some people, not some, a lot of people were calling him a racist and all of this. Now, to be 100% candid with you, I don't watch ESPN like that. So most of the stuff that I hear from Ryan Clark is usually the stuff that most people hear, and that's when it goes viral. So I don't know what he would be saying on a day in and day out basis. Maybe the people that followed him closely or watched the shows that he was on religiously would have a better idea than I do. So I don't know, right? I just know, whenever he goes viral for certain things, then I'll kind of I'll be in vogue at that time. So I don't know that, but I know a lot of people are celebrating that. Could he use this as a catalyst to sue ESPN? Well, if you listen to his comments that we read earlier, he did say that there was no reason to fire him. He said that this is something that they've been wanting to do for a long time. He also mentioned the fact that Stephen A. Smith gave him some inside information where he said a particular executive at the network is targeting you, that he doesn't want you working at ESPN. So there he could use potential motive. But then now he also drags in Stephen A. Smith, who is the ultimate company man. And I don't know if Stephen A. Smith is willing to go to bat for Ryan Clark if it involves going after the mothership, right? Because there's nobody that loves more to be an employee than Stephen A. That guy loves it. So I don't know if Stephen A. Smith is going to be someone that can aid him in the future if he were to sue ESPN. But what this article is saying is that Clark feels that there were no grounds to fire him. And they use the layoffs as a way to kind of guise their ulterior motives. And they're like, okay, we'll wait till this time rolls around and then we'll let go of him here. The guy was at the network for 10 years. So they must have liked him up to a certain extent. They must have liked him. I don't know when things went sour. Obviously, when the news first broke, there was a story, there was a story where it said that the final straw was when he had the back and forth with Peter Schrager. I hope I'm saying his last name properly. When he essentially said, look, I'm an athlete, you're a journalist, kind of stay in your place. And that's, people said that the executives kind of felt like that was the final straw. We got to get rid of this guy. I don't know. I don't work at ESPN. But the question is, will he sue ESPN? I don't know. If he were to decide to sue ESPN, however, I think the reasons are known now based off of what he said, which is he doesn't believe that there was any reason to let him go. So that could be it. But then maybe ESPN could have his own defense and say, well, look, we employ who we choose to employ and we can fire who we choose to fire. It's a private company and we can do whatever the bloody hell that we want. And if they were to go to court, I'm not sure a judge would kind of set precedent for that, because then if that's going to be the precedent, then if anybody can just turn around and sue the company that fired them, even if they just wanted to let them go. These LeBron fans are absolutely unbelievable. They are an unbelievable set of human beings. I have to just say this from the onset. They're unbelievable. So if you leave it to LeBron fans, they think LeBron is the greatest thing since sliced bread, that he's the best NBA player at everything. They think he's the best scorer of all time, best passer of all time, best defender of all. They think he's the best at everything. And it's the furthest thing from the truth. But one of the things that this whole fan base tried to do recently, well, not recently, about a year or so ago, was they tried to nitpick against Michael Jordan's Defensive Player of the Year award, the year he won it, essentially to diminish the fact that he won it because LeBron couldn't win it. So to say, well, LeBron didn't win it, but Jordan's was fake. That's LeBron fans for you, the most pathetic set of fans in sports history. But LeBron himself had lamented the fact that, oh, the year Marc Gasol won the Defensive Player of the Year, that's the year I should have won it. Well, at the time, Tony Allen, who Kobe Bryant considered to be the best defender he ever played against in his career, if Kobe's saying you're the best defender he's ever played against, that means you're that means you're the man, right? That means you're the man. So Tony Allen made some comments about it, and they went pretty viral. And LeBron fans, when they heard it, they essentially had like one big titty attack. Like it was absolutely insane. But he went off, and he was like, you were never viewed as a great defender. And I mean, this particular video we're about to play for you got viewed 3.8 million times. But let me just read the description before we play it. It says, Tony Allen calls out LeBron James, saying players hunted him on defense, and his only defensive great play was the chase down block. Take a look at the video here.
Oh,
LeBron at number 22. No decoys.
Let me just speak on that. Like, Bron, stop it, bro. You ain't never had to check nobody, bro. Everybody had to check Bron. His biggest defensive plays are the chase down blocks. You get what I'm saying? That's his biggest thing, the chase down block. But he was saying something like, he could have got Marc Gasol award.
He said that is his award. That's his award. He said Marc Gasol got my decoy.
Cool. So let me pull a sheet up on something. Bro, every time Marc got the award, when Marc got that award, everybody that summer or everybody was asking me why I ain't get the award. Man, I didn't think not one time LeBron deserved that. If Marc didn't get it, I should have got it.
We with you.
That's how I feel.
I ride with you on that.
And to see that he's saying for his legacy, he should have got that award. I'm saying to myself, bro, every game you came in, you was the 100. You was the guy.
You was a traffic cone.
And all you did was a couple chase down blocks a game. Name somebody that he had to lock up and get the win.
Hey.
You can't even think about that because it was always somebody trying to stop him.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't had time to be stopping nobody. That what confused me about that.
I think a player with LeBron's like ability, the athleticism, like again, a freak we'd never seen before. I think 6 all defensive selections is so underwhelming
it's so
for his
hyped up.
career. It's so underwhelming.
Because of them
he
chase
should
down
have
blocks.
like 12 of them if he like really cared about that
engaged
game.
in the shit.
If he was engaged in defense, like
You don't think he should have been number 22?
I just think when I watch him, bro. When I was watching him, I've seen him. He came in year before me.
Yeah.
I always saw chase down blocks. I ain't see no fighting over
clamping
getting
shit.
it, like.
Yeah.
I just didn't see that. I always saw him in the air.
He
was in the air, and that's no knock to him. I ain't hating on this. I can't call him king. That's LeBron.
People are saying he locked up your boy Paul Pierce.
He locked up Paul Pierce.
That's what the streets are saying. He locked up Paul Pierce at one time in the playoffs.
Man,
he had a run.
What you talking about? We made him go to.
I'm just
listen, bro. We made that man go to
Miami.
Man.
They made him quit.
The season started. He ain't shake our hand that game. Look it up. He ain't shake nobody in.
He ain't shake nobody in.
He ain't shake nobody in. He dipped.
He did. He dipped.
He dipped, and that showed me
that wasn't
he's real emotional about this game, and he care a lot about these stats. He care a lot about all this stuff because you know damn well you weren't trying to lock nobody up. He just putting the narrative out there, but I disagree with that one.
Hey, well, there you go, LeBron. That's for you.
Yeah, hurry up.
But I ain't hating though. This is a discussion.
He don't like Memphis, so everything you saying is music to our ears.
He is.
Bro.
Oh, you heard him on the golf course last time.
Exactly.
Tell me, y'all heard him on the golf course last time.
Heard him on the damn golf
We
course.
got that
He won LeBron.
Yeah,
He won LeBron that day. He was his homeboy. His posse that day.
He said LeBron. He called that man LeBron.
Called him LeBron.
And then he got on the golf course with old J.R. Smith. Them they cursing up a storm.
Yeah, come on, bro.
Come on, man.
Hey.
He hear me. He hears in Memphis. Don't worry about it. But
he-
you ain't no defense, man. Because you was a GOAT in basketball or something else, not defense.
Now, hurry up and make your decision.
All right.
Please.
Yeah, please.
Holding everybody up.
Number 23,
Number
baby.
23.
Who we got?
So you saw the video. So before I even get into my thoughts, today I was watching a segment on the Player's Choice. Full panel. I don't know their names, but I like the guy. When you see the video, I like the guy. I have no issue with anybody on the panel, but the guy I like the most is usually the moderator. In this video, he's like at the top left corner, depending on how you're looking at it, with the white shirt and the red thing, and I think he's wearing a hat in this particular. I like the dude. He cool. I like the other guy. I think next to Chilltown. I think Chilltown is the one that has the glasses. The one next to him, I also like him. So, I like everybody, but I like that guy as well. So anyway, they're arguing about this. And this man decides to jump out the window and says, LeBron James during his career was considered the best two-way player in the NBA, and everybody on the panel lost their minds. Just take a quick look at this video here.
Just because your best asset is defense don't mean you were the better defender, though.
No, but Tony Allen was known as like maybe the best guard that we had in the sport.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, Chill, you are the epitome of integrity. Chill, I've never accused you of this ever in my life. Are you clip farming?
I am not clip farming. No. And the reason why I'm not clip farming is because I am being honest with myself. You guys are sitting up here talking to me like y'all wasn't around during this time when James was considered the best offensive and defensive player in the game.
He was never considered that.
100% going on. He was in the conversation as
He
the
never
best
was.
offensive player and defensive player in the game.
Nobody ever said that.
He's the best two-way player. If you're including both of them,
That was going on when I was the best offensive and the best defensive player in the game.
Okay, so the best two-way player.
So
That's two different things.
So you saw it there. These are LeBron James fans. These people are absolutely shameless. They are absolutely shameless. Now let's get to the back to what Tony Allen said. Tony Allen isn't breaking any news here. The only people that this is like news to are people that probably started watching basketball in 2010. And even if you did start watching basketball in 2010, I don't know how what he's saying here is controversial. LeBron was never viewed as a great defender. Even the media, for as much twerking as they do these days for him, they even knew that. He was never viewed as that. Ever. It was in Miami, then he started playing defense, but even when he was playing defense, nobody considered him one of the premier defenders, perimeter defenders in the NBA. Nobody. And if you want to see LeBron's defense that is so incredible, why wasn't he able to do a good job against Jason Terry and those guys in the finals? Why? He was never considered that. Never. Not to say that he was a weak defender, no. But when he was trying and playing defense, and I think he made, 5 all-first defensive teams, 6 total. I could be wrong, one of those numbers. You played 24 years, you only made 6 defensive teams, 24 years. And that's the first part. The second part is they're getting upset talking about the two-way player. Look, they gave their opinion. They gave Akeem Olajuwon. Some of them gave, was it Bill Russell or whoever it was? To me, my opinion, the best two-way player of all time is Michael Jordan. He is every essence of the word. If you're scoring 30 a night and making all-first defensive team or leading the league in scoring, let me say it the other way. You're leading the league in scoring and you're making all the first defensive team, you're the best two-way player in basketball. I don't know what other metric we're using to define this. If you have 10 scoring titles, 9 all first defensive selections and a defensive player of the year, you are the greatest two-way player. You're not the greatest defender of all time. No, you're the greatest two-way player, meaning the guy that's going up there and scoring 30 a night and also playing defense at a high level for a consistent amount of years. You're the best. You're the best. So I don't know what other metric we're using. But in terms of what Tony Allen is saying here, this isn't breaking news. LeBron was a master at the chase down block. He was a master at, not a master, he was really good at help defense. Yes, no doubt about it. But when we're talking about the greatest, but then again, this guy says that LeBron in his peak was a better defender than, guess who? Kawhi Leonard. So today, I just saw something that I really shouldn't be surprised by, if I'm being sincere with you. As you guys know, LeBron fans are an interesting set of human beings. These people will come on the internet talking about black power this, black power that, the black people this, the black people that. Do you hating on a black man? Why don't you love the black man? All of this mumbo jumbo that they normally do. Meanwhile, they are the fan base that has torn down more black athletes than any other fan base in NBA history. LeBron fans have. They've done it to all the greats, teammates that he's played with. And an amazing part is they trash all of his teammates and diminish them and then uplift Scottie Pippen, which is a roundabout way of trying to uplift LeBron James, because they're doing that to push down Michael Jordan just to elevate LeBron James further. So what am I talking about? So today I came across a segment on Get Up on, on ESPN today. And it says this: Charles Barkley calls out LeBron for stacking teams. And they begin to kind of like push back on it because that's what ESPN does anyway. But then it comes to Jay Williams, who's a former player. And Jay Williams now begins to push back. And in the process of doing this, he does what every LeBron fan does: diminish all of the great players that he's played with. And oh, by the way, if some of you are unaware of this stat, I want to share it with you quickly, because it's going to absolutely floor you when you see this. And I posted this on my Instagram account just last night, and I want to show it to you. This is from Full Court PH, right? Full Court PH. And it says this. It says, LeBron has played with 75 All-Stars trying to catch Michael Jordan. NBA fans calling LeBron James a ring chaser for joining a team that hasn't made it past the second round since 2001 is pretty interesting. Teams LeBron has joined, right? So LeBron fans are in the comments crying and complaining and whining and moaning, right? So I tuned into this segment, and would you believe it? I kid you not. Jay Williams, in the process of pushing back on what Charles Barkley said, he then said out of his mouth that LeBron, wherever he goes, he unlocks the success. When he meant to Miami, he unlocked the success for Dwyane Wade. I kid you not. Take a listen to this guy here.
My feeling on this, because there is a cottage industry in criticizing LeBron. This is not meant to refer to Charles Barkley or any of those people. I'm talking more about just the general reaction online. I don't know, I've been doing this 30 years. The thing most people complain about is that the people just do things for money. They just do things for all these reasons. LeBron James took as little money as he could. Now, he's a billionaire. No one has to worry about it. But he didn't do this because he maximized the money he could get. He did it because he chose the place he has the best chance to win. I think that's what we want our athletes to want to do. He's telling you winning is the most important thing for me. I think that's what we, as fans, want the athletes to want first and foremost. So personally, look, I understand some people just have it in for him. They're going to criticize him no matter what he does. Fine, God bless you. But outside of that, I think this was a decision that is quite easy to support, regardless of which team you like. Go ahead, Jay.
I just feel like we're talking about Bron, Monica, and Wendy like he's 28 years old. The dude is 41 years old. 41 years old. My back hurts when I get up in the morning. Okay. It's just like he's still doing this at 41 years old. And even though he's 41, about to turn 42, LeBron James still unlocks this team in ways that nobody else can. So just to prove Wendy's point, maybe the case in Miami is fine, but it still took LeBron to unlock that for D Wade and Chris Bosh, who couldn't get over the hump without him. That's all I'm going to say.
So you saw it there. LeBron James unlocked the success for Dwyane Wade. LeBron unlocked the success for Dwyane Wade. Are you even joking, or are you a joker? This is why I don't like these people. I'm telling you the truth. They will be the same ones on the internet talking about tearing down a black man. They're all full of shit. All of them. They don't give a black man, and the only black man they care about is LeBron. The second one they care about is Bronny James. And if you don't fall into that group of people, they don't give a damn about you. They will throw you under the bus quick, fast. Look at what they did to Kyrie Irving. Look at what his fan base did, and look at what he did. Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't it LeBron that had a damn near a mental collapse in the finals? And it was, according to reports, he couldn't even sit in a press conference and speak to the media himself, so Dwyane Wade had to sit with him. Wasn't it Dwyane Wade that led that Miami Heat team in scoring in the playoffs that year? Wasn't Dwyane Wade the one that led the league in scoring, although they had a horrendous record the year prior before he joined? Wasn't Dwyane Wade a finals MVP already and a champion before he joined? So how did he unlock his success when he was already a finals MVP? This is what they do. This is what they do. And if you push back on this, his agent will go on their show and start talking about people like myself. Oh man, people out here just want to profit off of LeBron's name, and you know, they were looking to see him downfall and all. That's why I don't take Rich Paul seriously. I'll take Rich Paul seriously when I see him call out Clay Travis, Patrick David, Donald Trump, Skip Bayless, Shale Sonnen. When he calls out those guys by name, then I'll know he's serious about calling out people that are trying to get at his man. But if you're calling out creators, nah, bro, I can't take you seriously. We're not taking you seriously over here, bro. We not doing none of that. If you can't call out the big names, the ones with actual pull, spare me with all of this nonsense. This is LeBron fans for you. And last time I checked, Dwyane Wade is a black man, but he ain't get spared in the process. He didn't. LeBron fans will do and say anything to defend their king. They have no shame. They have no limits. They have no boundaries. They will say anything to defend him. And this is just the latest example of it. It is absolutely disgusting. It's deplorable. And if I'm Dwyane Wade, I'm saying something. I'm going to be like, yo, pump the brakes. He did what? Unlock the success. Is Zay Williams aware that they didn't even, Jerry Colangelo didn't even want LeBron on the Dream Team, on the Redeem Team? Is he aware of that? Is he aware that they thought he was so immature that they had to make Jason Kidd his chaperone? Are you aware of that? They didn't even want him on the Redeem Team. You're not going to bring none of that up. But he unlocking the success of everybody. Yeah, all right.